Cool, 1K19. Nice to see you guys doing the blocks, because I haven't seen you guys for so long. Some really good energy happening here. Let's check out the entrance of the one. Oh, and great engineering, guys. The short 19, obviously the only choice for us on this dive, especially in this tunnel. Let's have a look at the launch. Nice, I like that. I like that. Just the only two with real contact is here, and then it just puts you guys real balanced on the back. I mean, obviously, if Fred really wants to, he could have one grip, but then that could also restrict Marconi. No, if you guys are happy with that, let's stay with that. Good cogging technique, seems to be working good. Also, really good K shapes as well on this jump. All right, nice cheat, Felipe and Manuel on the ends of the 19s. Okay, little tip for Fred on the 19 here. More rotation. So it looks, see how it almost like you do a 1-2. Let me just take that back, see if I can give you a bit more of an idea. So we got that little backward fade from there. We got Fred initiating here, which is good. And then now that piece, at this point here, this is where I feel like you lose your power, Fred. It feels like as Marconi is helping you, you've kind of stopped because this body position isn't really helping you rotate. In fact, you can see that you stop. You stop your move. I'll take you back again. And so once you've started, you start here, just keep rotating. That little bend that you've got going in the hips, it kind of pauses you, and then you have another little bit of power at the end. You see, and in fact, a good example there would be on the on block one, Fred, how you just keep that rotation going once you've initiated the move. So what I want you to see here is initiate the move, and then see if you can stay a little bit closer to Marconi. If Marconi needs to come up, you just let him know. And if you guys have enough vertical clearance, that's fine. But at this point here, I don't want to see you kind of going over to here, slamming yourself on the glass, and then having to come back. Ideally, just go back to here. Right? All right, so there's the center. The piece slides out to here. Marconi's doing a great job of backing up. And now that piece should rotate in place. But you see where it goes over to this side. Right. Really good Ks. All right, finish of the ones as well. Let's just have a look here, 19, 1. Okay, it's actually coming from the start of the one. Let's talk a little bit Marconi here. So Marconi, on the beginning of the one, if you rotate in place, Fred gets pulled out to this direction. Now, what we're trying to do is take this cat and build it over here facing the other way. Yeah. So there's the center point. The center point of this piece is around the chest of Felipe and Fred. But if we get too much sometimes with Dropbox, if we get too much rotation at the start of the move, you see there how it's kind of tight down here. And we want to see that cat over here. We want to do a full 180 with those two pieces. And ideally, Fred and Felipe are able to keep these pieces very small during the rotation. But with too much rotation at the beginning, so what I'm suggesting for you, Marconi, is that at the start of the block, just not sideways, because I don't want you to run into Fred, but make sure that you don't rotate here. Make sure this leg doesn't go this way. It's more like this, you know, your body kind of wants to go like this little J move. So you see a 21. So you would be up here in a compressed picture, like the end of a 21 with Manuel. And then at the end of the block, I know we're struggling with the extra rotation that shouldn't be there, because of that separation at the beginning between Fred and Marconi. But ideally, Fred, you would be stopping your hips short so that you only have a short rotation into the 19. Front pair, looks like you guys have figured out that issue. Yeah, same thing again there on the 1. Remember on the 19s, you guys on the front, you had a couple of issues, but it looks like you've fixed those now. So yeah, back here, look at that. See how that hip is moving that way, Marconi? That hip needs to stay still, and if anything, it goes to there. So we go to a 21 picture. Oh man, this is not working too well technically, excuse me. I'll try and find a different solution. Okay. Okay, no, I take it back actually about the 19 on the front pair. Watch this, Felipe and Manuel. All right, so what should happen here is the little open up from Manuel and the head on that side. And then Felipe, your head needs to be on this side. See that? So now we've got, what we're doing is we're forcing a very deep vertical. Manuel, by you opening up a full 90 degrees straight away, you're actually forcing Felipe very deep underneath the other pair. So I'd like to see you, Manuel, at 45 degrees here, and I would like to see your head on this side, and that whole piece then will keep tighter, kind of the way you do in the other slots. Let me see if we get one more 19. No, let me just take it back and show you what I mean. So that's a little bit better there with that picture, with that dynamic, but try not to open too much because it's still forcing Felipe too deep underneath the other pair. And that means the other pair are going to be struggling to get their height and rotation as well. It doesn't need to be that deep on the 19, guys. Okay, let's stop this B slot. There we go. So that, I like that. That's really good. So we've got just a gentle open up of the hips at 45. We've got Manuel this side of Felipe. And look, it's just a little bit less deep. Manuel is flying in this direction, whereas Felipe was going really deep underneath. Yep. Okay, I think I've pretty much covered all the issues on that one. All right, guys.